So the develop stage is about opening up again, but this time it's looking at a broad range of potential solutions to those problematic areas that have been agreed upon. So this might be using things like blue sky thinking, creating quite novel, alternative, different ideas.
In the IAPT case study, working with Chili Pep, we used the forum theatre that we created from the young people's stories to really connect staff with the lived experience of the young people, and use that as a kind of means to get inside the heads of the young people and really develop kind of holistic understanding. So we brought a bunch of staff together from IAPT and brought them together with the young people and ran a co-design session where we deliberately developed this understanding by asking the IAPT team to imagine that they were the young people seeking help, and working with the young people to imagine that they were trying to deliver the service to themselves. So this led to some really interesting cross-fertilisation of ideas, and actually ended up with a series of proposals about how a different service might look and feel. We had to then capture these outputs from this in a way that was kind of core to what the young people were interested in, and we were lucky to find a kind of online comic generator, and the young people were able to create their own avatars that they were able to use to tell the story in their own words of what this service would look like. Now, this comic was excellent. It really gave the young people a sense of pride and ownership in what they'd done, but there was just one more step that we wanted to do with that. So we actually arranged to go and record the young people who narrated the stories, and we also gave them the opportunity to spend a little bit of time after the kind of narration to really explain the kind of reasoning that lay beneath these new proposals for the service.
Hi Stacey, I've read your journal and looked at your questionnaire. Sounds like you're doing better.
It was something that the young people could really take ownership of as well. You know, they made their own characters. They made my character. They made Laura's character. It was, you know, and it was something that they could do. They could take ownership of and say, actually, this is what we want out of an IAPT service.
We dared people to dream. We dared people to imagine Doncaster Lake with a kind of a chain of hotels and kind of bars and restaurants and information centres.
We did this in Doncaster Rovers in one of their boxes, and we did this kind of, got carried away with blue sky thinking really, all of the different things that you could put in. But we really expanded the diamond at this phase. Every idea that was possible was kind of slotted in there.
But we're able to then focus back on what the kind of underlying ideas were behind what we wanted to do at the lake. People, when they approached the lake for the first time, there was no clear way of them knowing how to navigate that area or what to do when they were there.
During the blue sky thinking, we kind of imagined a visitor centre and all the, you know, a boathouse and all the extra stuff that went with that. What we were then trying to do is kind of produce that solution without actually physically having a visitor centre. So the idea of the marker posts would be that they were almost distributed visitor notifications or information. So that was kind of some of the reason that the solution came into being. And I guess that on top of that, we saw that it as an opportunity to design in the public health intervention. The idea is that you can have a circuit of 10 points around the lake. Each of them would have an embedded marker post, and it'd have a QR code, and you could go scan it and it would tell you something to do with that post. It could be an exercise, or it could be a walking route, or it could be a treasure trail. It could be a whole raft of different things. There's kind of the sky's the limit. But if you go on a treasure hunt with your children or grandchildren, they're being active by nudge. They're not, you know, they're not necessarily thinking, oh, we're going for a walk. They're thinking, oh, we're going to do something quite interesting. So they're running between the posts.